All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Father's Day. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the channel if you're new. We're going to go ahead and get right into the building today. So, not a lot of news going on in the Lego world. Not a lot of new things happening. I know Bumblebee is coming out in a couple weeks. That seems to be the big thing lately. And then to remind everybody, Brick Rodeo is coming up July 4th weekend here in Austin. There are still public tickets available. If you'd like to go, please visit brickrodeo.com and go to the ticket section and you can get public tickets. Public tickets are for 2-hour time slots. It's technically Friday night, 7 to 9, and then 4 blocks of time on both Saturday and Sunday. So if you're interested, please go. If you're in the area, you're watching this later, whatever. Today, I want to kind of finish this a little bit. I had a great idea on what to do, and I want to turn this into, so this is part of the castle wall collab build that we had 2 years ago, or last year as well, but 2 years ago to start. And everybody gets sections of this wall, and there's a back section that it connects to too, backside, and then more platforms, and then everybody brings together their section and makes a big thing that goes around. But we all want to customize our sections as much as possible. So I don't really, like when I brought mine last time, it was just as is. I just put it together and was like, whatever, don't worry about it. But this year I wanted to kind of build something a little extra because I get a little jealous of people who make little vignette kind of things for this. So I wanted to try to do something that looked kind of nice. So I put this basic like kind of hut thing on the outside of it. This is on the outside of the castle wall. I know it doesn't make a ton of sense, but whatever. And then added some people to it. But what I think I want to do is have a line of people coming up and then make some picnic benches out here and turn this into a brewery, because I have some Eclipse Graphics beer mugs and glasses that I've never been able to really incorporate with anything. So I'd like to be able to have a few of these littered about the place. And when I ordered them from Eclipse Graphics, they were very kind to, like, we talked back and forth, and they're like, which kind do you think looks best? There's a handful of them right here, and it's different types. So we've got like stouts, ales and lagers. So we've got different kinds, mostly in the same glass, but we've also got these kind of different fluted glasses there, so you can see the coolness. So I thought having a handful of these around, a couple picnic tables where people are sitting with some beers, be great, right? Ye olde medieval kind of thing. So I'm going to change some of this up. I'm going to take these people off. This is going to be a lot of getting up and moving to go get parts. And I know I said I would get some ahead of time, but I got on the phone with my dad for Father's Day and kind of lost track of time. So I'm also going to tell everybody that I forgot to post that this is... Good morning, Missy. How are you? I forgot to post in a couple places that I was going live, so give me a minute. Hope you're having a wonderful day. For you fathers out there, I hope you have a wonderful Father's Day. Hope your family treats you well. I'm good. We went to... I met up with my oldest last night at a brewery here to do a watch party for Austin FC, and they lost, but we had a good time. And got to meet their new boyfriend, which was fine. After the first few boyfriends and girlfriends, you're kind of like, yeah, okay. Are they good? Are you happy? Fine. You know, that's kind of very typical of me and my father, and I think his father were very much like, don't really care, which means they do really care. But the only important thing is, are you happy? Are you safe? And that comes out in the wash, and it's their own relationship. So it's like, you know, do your own thing. But it was fun. We had a good time. And the boyfriend seems nice. So, yeah. And yeah, I was able to talk to my dad for a little bit. This morning I called and left him a message because I know, like me, he'd be up at 5 a.m. So we were both up. And, all right. So, now that that's done, right. So the first thing we're probably going to do is I'm going to keep some of this open. I might move this over to the other side. Put some of these dots indicating that there's some visual, aesthetically different looks. It's kind of like greebling, but for sand and earth. Just putting things there so it breaks it up a little bit and it's not just flat. It's going to be really nice to get some of these parts back. I know originally the idea of this was to get... this was a project support thing, so you want to get, you know, as many people involved as you can, so you make it modular, but when the project's done, you get the pieces back. So do one more. I think that'll be all right. So let's do 2 picnic tables. Trying to think what would be good for picnic tables. First, I'm going to need some figures. And I brought out a bunch of figures, but I don't think I really found any that were good for this. I think I thought that maybe Aragorn was probably all right. Or no, that's not Aragorn. That's a Jedi. I don't remember what Jedi that was. Young Obi-Wan, maybe? He looks good. He looks like he fits. Just stuff that kind of looks... I think I took some of these apart to make some other figures, and then I never did. So let's do that now as well. Oh yeah, this guy... He'd be great. I'm going to take that key off. And that's all the ones that I got. Fantastic. Cool, cool, cool. So what are your plans today, Missy? Missy, is your name Missy, or is it short for like Melissa? I met a lady when I went up to see my mom. We were dealing with like wills and stuff, and we met her lawyer, and her lawyer's name is Beth, and so I was like, oh, Elizabeth or Bethany? And they're like, actually, it's just Beth, and we're kind of like, really? She's like, yeah, they wanted Elizabeth, but my dad was in a bit of a state after, you know, I was born, and he put Beth on there because that's kind of what they wanted, and the full name would, and he just left it at that. And so her full official name was Beth. And I'm like, that's interesting. IN420, hello. How are you? Thank you for being here. Happy Father's Day if you're celebrating. If not, happy Sunday. If you're in this time zone. If you're in a different time zone, happy Monday. I think... I don't don't really care about this guy, so let's do him as this dude. We'll get some different hair on him or something. I kind of want to keep some things together, but also sometimes I'm like, no, I don't care. I don't care about keeping minifigures together all that much. I just need some hair. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. Or a hat or something. Oh. I've got two of these guys. Interesting. Well, I'll use his hair then. He looks like a hipster beer drinker. Great. So, IN420, what are you up to today? Lego-wise or otherwise? So here's all the Lord of the Rings figures I have, and I'm sure I could probably reuse one or two of these. There's always a Gandalf. There's always a bearded dude at a brewery. Put Sam in there. Put Gimli in there. Without a helmet, I think this guy would look really good. This is Faramir. Try to remember he's together like this. And he probably needs like reddish hair. Do I have any hair molds? Hang on real quick. Pulled off. I don't know whose hair that is, but it was on one of the dwarfs on Rivendell's set, and I didn't think it was Gimli. I didn't think Gimli's hair looked like that, but so there's that guy. We need a woman, but we need a woman that has legs, and maybe not. Maybe not this big dress thing, and maybe not ears. Although, you know what? It's fantasy. It's a castle. Let's at least give her legs. I got my haircut Friday. This looks good. Looks pretty well. Arwen on the go. So we've got a handful of people here. I'm going to get rid of this guy's sword. So we can find some hair for him. No. A whole new head. Let's do a whole new head. Let's do Gimli. There we go. There's always one of those dudes at a brewery with a big beard, right? It's Austin. We need big bearded people. All right. That should be enough. Well, maybe do one more. Mostly because I want to get that's maybe a little too technical. That's a great face. Great head on that. I still like these. I forget what they're from, but I like the helmets and everything. I almost want to turn this into like a Ren Fair thing. These Dreams figures are still so rad. Like the trans-colored hair, the dual printed swords. Just really neat. Get rid of this key. Yeah, he's as is. I'll keep the dog. Let's do one more. Find some hair. There's some hair. Try to do one more female character in here. Female head. Old school. Knight looking thing. Short legs. Doesn't matter. There we go. Cool. Yellow heads, flesh heads. Doesn't really matter. That's good enough for now. So we'll do a couple people in line getting beverages. And then we'll do a handful of people sitting at tables. He's going to be helping. He's the son. He's the apprentice. Sitting. She doesn't need a bow and arrow. Sitting. He's out here too. She can be waiting in line. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, the trans purple blue hair is pretty rad. So let's see. I'd still like to have these things hanging around here. Maybe I'll put these like on this side to like indicate the boundary of the property, maybe. So I've seen more play options from the Horizon Zero Dawn game, and I gotta say I'm still not like, I'm on the fence about it. Like I probably will get it, but I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it. I think it just looks very silly, and it'll be great for people who are new to the game and may not have played the game, and maybe it'll make them go want to play the game. But for people who have played the game, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I really like this or not. I don't know that I'm missing any tree limbs. So I'm still not 100% on it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm missing here. Maybe it was over here. Maybe it was up here somewhere. I know that's weird for somebody who is espoused the game itself for so long and is such a big fan of Lego, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't necessarily. It's really weird. It's like the emotions about the Horizon Adventure thing is selfish and a bit artistically petulant. I feel like somebody has taken the idea of this grand story that's beautiful and heartfelt and well designed, and a lot of effort got put into it, and they've kind of turned it into like Candy Crush, you know, and they're like, isn't this cute? And you're like, it feels like you're dumbing it down for kids, and that's fine, you know, but, and it's Lego getting people to get more Lego stuff, so I guess that's all right. What's up, Cliff? How's it going? Good to see you. So he's going to be handing the dude a beer, and he's going to be saying thank you. I'm going to get rid of some of these plants so it looks like... put some down here. So it looks like there's a little wait area right here. How you doing, Cliff? Happy Father's Day to you or to your dad? All right, and they need a like a counter space here, and he needs a coin. I wonder if I can find a coin. Would you believe I don't have any coins? That seems wrong. That seems really wrong. I have these buckets of parts that I haven't used that have been like extras. And I'm going to sift through here and see if I've got any in here that showed up. Seems really odd not having any coins. I have a few dollars. So I might be able to use dollars. But I would have liked to have used coins. Really shocked I don't have any. Not surprised. Like, I've got a ton of rings. I've got like all these one rings, and I've got 15 or so one rings. I'm trying to think of where the coins would be. I would have thought they would have been in treasure chests and things like that, but all my treasure chests are on their own. And yeah, I don't have any in here. Okay. Surprising. So I'll look for that later. So I'll give one guy, he's giving this dude $100 for a beer. Here's your $100, man. All right, so he needs to have some sort of table here. Let's see. And it's going to be 1 by 6, 2 by 6. And it's going to be a countertop. So we're going to put some grill tiles on it. How many coins do you need? 3, 2, something. Like, not a ton. I'm sure I have some. I just can't find them currently. All right, so do that. Can I resuscitate any parts from over here? Not really. So the 24-hour, or the 24-hour, way off. The 72-hour thing has started. Every year, this light is not really doing anything. Every year, the 72-hour video streaming, the YouTube community event happens around this time. If you are interested, Haley Bricks seems to be organizing it this time around. So send them a message, send her a message via Instagram, and ask them about getting that set up. They will send you a link to the Sign Up Genius that will have where you can put your name in and get on the schedule. If you're unaware of what the 72-hour stream is, it is basically not 72 hours anymore. I think it starts Wednesday night and goes till Sunday night or Monday morning. So it's more like 96 hours or something like that. Hi, Zissou. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for listening while running errands. Let's get one person walking away with the beer. So if you want to sign up, again, message Haley Bricks and find a time and date where you can participate. And I think this needs to be out of the way. Let's put this right here. It's a pretty good thing every year. It's usually run by Butt Chop's usually the one doing the event. He may have decided he didn't want to this year, or just didn't have the patience or the time or whatever. So they may have switched organizers or whatever. It's a good way for people to kind of support each other and get new subs and viewers of their channels. It's 72 hours of Lego streaming, and it can be anything from people having a panel show with like 6, 8, 10 people, whatever, talking about Lego, talking about what they're working on, discussions about stuff, to single streams like mine where they're going to do just building or designing. I'll probably do designing stuff. I don't think I'm going to change or do anything super special for it, but we'll see. It's going to be shortly after Brick Rodeo, so I don't know that I'm going to have time to plan a big thing. People might do contests. People might do giveaways. I'm fairly close to 800 subs, so I might try a giveaway, but 800 seems like a kind of arbitrary number. Yeah, I'm just going to look at my channel real quick. These lights are very bright right now for some reason. I'm at 783, so I got 17 till 800. Maybe do a small giveaway. I don't really have anything to give away, but we'll see. All right, I'm gonna go put some of these things back. I'm gonna keep this, and she's gonna be holding money, and I'm gonna try to find some coins later. I'm going to need 2 picnic benches now. She might have to move over a little bit. 2 picnic benches. We'll have these 3 guys sitting at one and these 2 guys sitting at another. Actually, this guy's going to be waiting in line. He's got a cape and he looks important. And then I'll have her with her quiver sitting with this little guy, and then these 3 old dudes with beards sitting together. Be right back. Measure this out, see if this is going to be a good size for these guys. Ooh, that's dusty. So yeah. Let me see. When is the 72 hour going to be this year? And usually we'll get thumbnails well ahead of time, so we can post those on our channel so people are aware of them. So it'll be 7-11. Well, it starts because I think I'm doing mine on Thursday. I was able to get a Thursday night slot because normally the Thursday night slots go away really early. So yeah, the first time slot will be, this is all Central Time. Wednesday starting at 7 p.m. That's open. So if you want that. Oh no, wait, that's Cliff. Okay, so the first one is Click and Cliff. So tune in Wednesday night at 7 to 9 p.m. for him. Then there's a new person, Robert Reap. I don't know that one. Then there's nothing for a while. And then Thursday again at noon is King Oldendorf for a while. And then Gaz Crawford, Comley, and I don't know them. Ambi Richmond, that's Miss Ambi, is Thursday at 4 p.m. Hoosier Bricks, then later, then me. And then nothing for a bit. And then at like 6 a.m. we've got Building with Bunny. So that's probably going to be like, I think that's also with Grandma Badger. I think that's right. So they'll probably talk to each other. Clicking and Bricking on 8 a.m. Friday. The Brick Bods at 12 p.m. Friday. London Bridge Bricks follows that with 3 hours. And we've got Mayo with a hour slot. Sebastian Martin is Oaktown Bricks for a bit. Friday Night Bricks, Mayo again. Friday nights filling up pretty good. The 12 a.m. to about 8 a.m. slots are open on Saturday. And then we got Big Nate Bricks for the afternoon, and Hoosier Bricks again for the evening with a big slot. Now, sometimes they'll do, I don't know if Hoosier Bricks does it, but sometimes they'll do an auction, and sometimes they'll do, trying to think of the other thing they do. Raffle? It might be a raffle. In some cases, they'll use the time to set up, if they're doing a raffle, it'll go towards like the dollar buy-in or whatever will go towards a charity of some kind. So you buy in with a comment or something like that, and you can put on a wheel, and then it's a raffle. So some will do that. I know Hoosier Bricks is kind of a big thing, but they may also do like just straight up like auctions for stuff, old sets or MOCs that people have donated, things like that. So keep an eye on that. I think that's usually what they do with that. Another Building with Bunny, Jim Fick and Bricks is going to be Sunday at 3 p.m. There's nothing at the 10 a.m. slot, so I might sign up for that because I'm doing it anyway. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put that in. The 10 to noon on Sunday, provided I don't have anything on that date. I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and let me sign in here real quick. Oh, I'm already signed in. Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard. I mean, usually it's a big, like we would have heard about it by now. It's kind of a big deal. And if they're not doing it, they're not doing it. It's just a giant chunk of time. It's like 5 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my regular slots. Keyboard is over here all the time. All right. So yeah, so that's going on. That's a big thing in the community. Again, that'll be like the week following Brick Rodeo. So Brick Rodeo goes from the 5th, 6th, 7th, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, because the 5th has a day opening, and then 6th and 7th are the public days. And then that following weekend will be the 72-hour stream. So a lot of Lego going on that week. Make sure to stay tuned for that. Okay, so I think this is probably a good size for the benches. Do 8 by 8. And then if we can get 3, I just want to make sure to get the seating so we're not crowding. So do this guy, and then this guy, and then this guy. Maybe we'll make them 3 wide. Oh, he can't sit. He has little legs. Maybe he'll be standing right here. This one's still dusty. So this is the excitement that I have in my world the last couple days, other than a road trip to Colorado. I'm going through, and I have some weird nesting thing going on where I have to clean everything in the house. This may need to come over a little bit more. Another strip right there. Somebody sitting right here. I'm going to give him some real legs. He needs to be sitting. Yeah, so he can sit right here with his drink. I was cleaning the house the other day, and I found my X-Acto knife. that I've been looking for forever. And I told Beth, I was like, this is way too much excitement for me to be this excited about. Wait, let's have him sit on the other side. So we know how far apart they're going to be sitting. That guy will have a drink. This guy's got a drink. That guy's got a drink. So this Thursday, I think there will be another stream. I think I'll be working on that. I think I'll probably go back to doing some. We'll start on a scorcher. I'm not quite done with the. I want to be able to get her to drink this up to her mouth. Let's do him with this drink on the table and her with this light drink that she's drinking. But I want to keep rolling on the machines a little bit. I might try to get a get that frost claw done, and then we'll get to work on the scorcher. So here's where we are so far. We got some table layouts. I'm gonna raise those tables up. Go get some pieces for that. But we got a guy serving a beer there, some people waiting in line, and then they're all hanging out. I had this idea of putting a cornhole table somewhere over here, a cornhole thing. I thought that'd be fun. If I've got time, I'll throw that on there, but I feel like I kind of want to get this done and into a box so I can just ship it. So yeah. Cool. Let me go get some more pieces. So I don't want this to be too complicated. I'm probably just going to do like a couple bricks. This will have to be a different height because it's a different height than here. So a couple bricks, a 4 and a 2, and then like 2 plates and a 2 brick. And then we'll put, actually, she should be closer. I'm gonna make these 3 wide. So a 3 brick and a 5 plate. And I think I have 5 plates in brown. No, it needs to be bigger than that. It needs to be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for them to sit. So 3s and 4s. Let's get a handful of pieces and stuff over here. So executive decision, because I realized my Horizon Zero Dawn set has almost all of my brown. Making the how many coins do I need? I think you asked that. I have coins. I just don't know where they are. I just thought they would be. I have one little drawer of like indeterminate minifig utensils. And I'm pretty, you know what? So you know what? I thought for a second, because I still have this and it's not open, and I thought for sure I would have some coins in there, but it's jewel and gold bullion. No coins. I have coins around here somewhere. It's not a big deal. I have a little drawer full of minifig utensils, and I thought that would be full of coins. It turns out it's full of rings. So I'm pretty sure I have coins somewhere. I just need to find the treasure chests they're all in. Yeah, if I were able to like rearrange the Lego room a little bit, it would be very nice to, I need 4 more of those. It'd be very nice to have it so like when I'm doing building, like I would raise this table up, but then I'd have to do a different one for designing because I like sitting while I'm designing. As it is now, the build table's right here. I have to turn everything around so I can walk back and forth to all my stuff and get it. All right, so here's one side of the table. Here's the other side of the table. Oh, see, that's not going to work at all. Oh, yeah, it'll work. It'll work. Forgot sometimes you can stagger things like this. And then I need 4 more 2x8s. I also realized I don't have any more of those because, again, used them all. Oh, don't worry about it, Cliff. I really appreciate that. That's super kind. I wonder if you'd have to pay tax on sending fake money in the mail. That's odd. All right, so let's do this and this. And this. Hopefully this fits. Perfect. Do another one. Another one. And brown one. Yeah, that's super nice. I really appreciate that. I don't. This is gonna be one of these throwaway things. I'm not gonna really need it at all. But because it's, I just want to kind of get this done. Ooh, there's some brittle brown in here somewhere. I can hear it. Who else was sitting over here? Oh, it was Aragorn. Nope. A different drink. And Aragorn was sitting here. There we go. Cool. Now I need to replicate that here. So I'm going to need these. I need these. I'm going to need do dark brown here. 2255. I have to get a different. Let's do this one. And a 3. There. And a 2 and a 2. I'm going to move this one a little farther this way. Okay. Yeah, don't you hate that, like, the creak, like that subtle creak where you're like, yeah, that's never coming back up. All right, so that's going to be, I need 2, 5, 2, 2, 5, 5, and then the rest is good. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I keep disappearing off camera, but I can't figure out another way to get parts. Let's see. Missy didn't answer my question from earlier if they were a Missy or a Melissa. I don't know if that's asking too much or not. Get some walking distance in between there. That. Put this over here. So I'm in the midst of Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know if that's the correct answer. Melissa. Okay. I must not be getting some stuff because I don't see that at all. Yeah. Oh, short for Melissa. Wow. Yeah, like the 4th message. That was way up there. My apologies. All right, so picnic bench is done. So we've got a good group of people sitting here drinking. Actually, I just want him to have his drink in front of him. She's drinking, she's joining. All right, so that's where we're at currently. It's a little brewery. I'm gonna try real quick to. I could stop right here and just be done with it. Kind of want to fill this in a little bit. I don't know with what. Oh, this is where they all went. I thought they all went to Horizon, but they didn't. So he's got his casks in here, right? I was thinking of adding like a tap somewhere and some hosing coming out to a tap. Have a little bar. Let's move him over a little bit and move him over a little bit. And then maybe right here we'll do like where the taps come out of. Because he has to have a way to serve the beer. So we got 3 taps. We'll put these right along here. So he's going to need another little counter space right here. Right? Little counter space right here. With these just kind of in the wall. So we'll do them like right here. Don't think I need this. We'll do something else here. That's going to be a problem. We're going to move him to just over here. Let the person who bumps up into this worry about it. Okay. All right. Everybody get a good shot at the top of my head. How's that look? Got a little nap head. Something, I want to put something back here, but I don't know what. Maybe some more storage. Something. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Put this right here. There's a treasure chest. Did I put anything in this? Nope. Okay. Like maybe there's coins in there already. Also, if anybody gives me crap for there being a child in a thing that has alcohol. Oh, you know what? I'm wondering if this is going to be a problem for Lego to have a brewery. Are there any Lego sets that involve wine or beer or spirits? They make goblets, but those aren't necessarily wine. I don't think this is going to be a problem, but I think it's rather cute. So, you know, it's just a place where people are getting together to drink. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. All right, so taps, we're going to have these on. Oh, it does. Okay. Well, that's great. Then I'm set. Have a whole lot of room over here, so I have to do 6. Yeah, 6 is good. See what the spacing looks like. We'll put a piece over that so it holds it together. All right, get a 6 tile and a 6 plates. Well, that's very clever of Lego to put a mead into a thing. So, all right, now how high up does this need to be? It needs to be about there. And it has to have a little thing come out, so another 6 plate with more grill tiles. I needed a little avatar or something that's on camera every time I'm not, so you can kind of see it. These need to stick out. It's going to get in the way if they do. How about another... Oh, hi, puppy. How you doing? I know, your sweet face. You're adorable. That could be a 6 brick. Doesn't need to be plates. So let's see. Missy's getting a haircut today. What is everybody else doing today? There's no room to put the beverage things in there. So let's raise that up a little bit. Huh, I was 10 minutes behind somehow. So I've done that where I'm watching something live and then I realize that I get used to pressing pause while I'm watching a video. It just so happens that the pause is a different place for the live stuff. Oh, can I get a wanted poster right there? I wonder if I have a wanted poster. So I ended up pausing live videos, and then I realized I'm pausing live videos instead of muting it, which is what I want to do. Because I'm like, I want to keep it rolling live. I don't want to go back and really watch it, but I want to mute it because I'm working on something. Like, I'll have videos on while I'm watching it work. And and then I'm like, I have to concentrate on something, so I mute it. But then I forgot I hit pause, and I go back. I'm like, the chat's still going. I'm like, okay. I think this is pretty much done. I'm going to add a thing over here. I'm trying to think of what else is in breweries now. They usually have board games. They have a food truck, but I'm not going to worry about a food truck. Anxiously Waiting, season 2 of House. Oh, that's going to be tonight at 9. Yeah. So we're going to have friends over to watch Doctor Who tonight for dinner. But then I think as soon as, because they'll go home about 9-ish, 10 o'clock, probably something like that. I'm immediately going to watch that. And it's HBO. I'm trying to think how HBO does it. they don't do all at once. They do one per week. So we'll just get the one. Unless it's a two-part, like, I think it may be a two-part thing. So I'm trying to think of like bars in medieval times will probably be very simple. And I think I may be done. I think this is all I'm going to really do for this setup. So there you go. And there's his taps in there. It kind of hides it. Maybe I should put the taps on the other side. Now that I think about it. Let's change this so you can see it a little better. I'm going to change things so it looks a little nicer. He can be back here. I took that off so I could take this other wall off. And I need to take that off. Brett's Builds, hi, how are you? We're working on you know what? Treasure chest goes back here. That's what we're doing. I'm making a ye olde brewery for this castle wall. I hope you're doing well. Happy Father's Day to you if you celebrate. If that's something you celebrate. If not, then happy Sunday. Putting in his taps. Now you can see them a little better. And we'll put the counter back up here. We'll put him handing his beverage over to the patron who is handing him money. Then we'll put this wall back up over here. And the little apprentice is sitting back here waiting to go. Move this barrel closer there. We've got a couple other barrels back here. Everything in this brewery is barrel aged. So there you go. Yeah, that's much better. I like that a lot better. So there's your little brewery. I like it. Oh, I put the roof down. Bloop. There you go. And his earnings are back there. They should probably be inside here, but I think it's kind of funny to put them back here. Like nobody would know to go look. That's very video game-ish to like build something that goes behind. So, all right. And there's somebody's dog. You always have a dog at a brewery. They bring their dog with them. It's the Archer lady because that's the lady who comes from the blacksmith, the medieval blacksmith, and that's the set the dog comes from. So, and then we've got various old-timey dudes with beards. It's a very Austin kind of thing. There's 3 glasses over here. Somebody's double dipping. No, that's good. I think I want him to have that. There we go. I thought about putting food out here, but I think the only food you really get at, you can get food truck stuff, but like bratwurst, pretzels, that kind of thing. I don't have any of those, so this is it. This is all that's going to happen. And I think we're done. I think together, sitting here like this, we'll put these trees back up. That's what we can work on for the next hour. So it's going to sit here like this, and it's got a couple trees sitting in here. Like a so. And that's the display, right? Park it next. So we did a thing, our lug did a thing years and years ago, and I think some people still have it, where we just made a bunch of food trucks. And then at one Brick, it may have been Brick Fiesta at the time, they had somebody built basically like a fairground, and they put some carnival rides, and then at one side there was a concert, and then they left open room, and then we all brought our food trucks and just made a giant food truck park. It was really rad. I think a food truck for this would be a food cart, and it would be like a cart, horse and cart kind of thing, and they would sell meat pies and drumsticks out of the back of that. That would be that version of that. But this is good. This is, I think, where I'm going to leave it. Sort of just kind of odding this side up a little bit, maybe. I need to fix these trees so they stay. So that's going to be the next thing. And then this will be done too. I just wanted to get some slopes to kind of cover this little hook. It's a little mod plate with a bar in it to hold it in place. But I need something to hold those in place. This will not take the 50 minutes that I thought it would, so we may flip back over to doing some design work. How's that sound? Everybody all right with that? I don't think I need to do much more than this. Oh, I was talking about this earlier. Downloaded Sword of Tsushima, and it's a fantastic game. If you haven't played it, it's $30 off, or it's $30 on PlayStation right now. If you've got a PlayStation game, they're not going anywhere. That's great. All right, so this is done. Welcome to the Golden Plate and Wagon Wheel Brewery. I like it. Turned out really good. I need a sign made. I think I'll do a sign. I'll figure out how to make a sticker or something. Put it right here. Or a sign post right here, something maybe. That'll be cooler. All right, I'm going to box this up over here. Hopefully it stays pretty well. These walls come off really easily. So the designer of this, and I know his troubles with designing with, you're only allowed 150 unique pieces if you're ordering directly from Lego. For project support, you're only able to pick 150 unique pieces. So you have to design something that has that in mind. And so there was a lot of changes that get made. Because the, does that go there? 1, 2, 3, 4. These must go on the other side. Yeah, I don't know where some of these pieces go. So there's a lot of like unique or sameness that goes around this, but it's also, you can only use so many pieces to kind of like make it functional and sturdy. So there's a lot of this kind of thing going on where there's a bar of stuff right here that kind of wobbles a little bit. And if you pick it up by like here, this whole section comes off. So, and this happened with the Mars base too. When I was designing that, there were sections where in the design, it's fine. And then in reality, in the friction and gravity of the universe, you're like, well, that stinks. That came apart really quickly. So hopefully pulling this in and out of the box won't cause so much strife, but we shall see. And if not, it's all in a box. Don't care. Okay, so if y'all don't mind, I'm going to flip over to design mode. And we'll keep working on... What's up, Greg? Just talking about brick, and I still have a bunch of mugs left over. If I didn't spend a lot of money to get these, I think I got a bag of them for like $60 or something. It was pretty, I mean, they're custom made. These would be my, like, there's usually, I forget what they're called, but they're the things individual builders hand out to other builders at the convention when they like something, and they put something there to just let them know, hey, this was really great and I really liked it. It's not an official trophy or anything from the con. It's just like an individual little thing. So I still have a handful of these, so I want to get these back, which makes me a little worried about leaving them there. I hope they all come home. Anyway, so let's go over to design. We'll open up some studio. I'm going to turn off these lights since we're not doing a build anymore. Oh, it's so much nicer. It gets so warm in here. Keep working on the Frost Claw. You ate Blazing Knockout from B-Dubs. Those are all words. That must be a Houston area thing. I don't know what B-Dubs is. All right, so came to the revelation last time. And again, this is just a toy, but it has some really good angles. That instead of trying to figure out all the neck muscle-y things here, I would just go with this giant cones, and then we'd add sausages or something up in here to cover it, kind of make it look a little better. So I don't exactly know what the underside looks like, but I think it's just more hosing. Like, look at all this individual, like, there's so no way to do this. I seem to be offline. No, I don't. All this individual hosing and stuff. There's just no way to do this in Lego, right? This is so complicated. Buffalo Wild Wings? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that it had a nickname. Wild Wangs. Let's see if we get a good shot of him standing up so we can see what his chest looks like. I think there's another plate in here that will attach to on top. Not really. I think that's it. Just the neck. So let's do, I have kind of an idea. It's going to involve a, you know what? Bracket. That's not what I wanted, really. This one might work. Nope, will not work. Modified brick. Just need to be a little inset here. Let's do this in black. And then we're going to do these guys. Oh, man. Never really works out with this, you know? What's going on Friday that it's going to be busy for you? Elden Ring DLC. Well, all right. Why is this not? Is it really bumping into that? Okay. I didn't realize that was going to be a problem right there. kidding. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I was like, why is that conflicting? And it's because there's a whole bit of stuff right here that I can get rid of. And now this will probably work. Oh man, that would have been great if that would have fit in there. Where does the piece go? That's the thing. Like, where does it go? I drag it out here, it disappears from my sight, and then it just goes away. Okay, that's not necessary, but that's good to know. I haven't had wings in a while. I've got a thing here where we make them in, I'll make them in a, and now that still doesn't go all the way back because that's in the way. Okay. I'll make them in our our Instapot. To cook them. That's not going to work. That worked? What? That works? I have to test this because I didn't think that worked. I am giddy with excitement. I'd like to show you all how this works. This is one of those math things that I've never really figured out. So like generally on the modded brick, there's something about it being too close to that stud and it doesn't go over, but that works great. Which means I can put this guy on there. The only July pickups I'm getting is Bumblebee and the Lamborghini. I'm getting half of that. I'm going to get Bumblebee. This is so great. Boom. All right, color that color. And then these guys can be black in here. What's up, Badzerg? How's it going? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Happy Father's Day. If you celebrate. If not, happy Father's Day to your father. I'm going to put hinge plate. I think I'm going to put these guys in here to give it some definition. And these are going to be black. There. And then I'm going to fill in this back area with more stuff. This is going to get in the way a little bit. Again, may need to redo these arms a little bit, but whatever. What did your kids give you for Father's Day? Well, my kids are 23 and 20, and they live on their own in a different city. So far, they're giving me peace and quiet. They have in the past, like, woken me up with donuts, you know, typical kind of dad stuff. Usually a Lego set or some slippers or, you know, some shoes. Something that I specifically asked for, but most of the time they just come hang out and say hi. But it's been a few years since like anything specific. We'll sometimes go to dinner and whatnot, so nothing major. I want these included up here somehow, and I'm not sure how to do it because this looks, I want these as hoses up here, but that looks kind of dippy. I want them a little farther down. If I put them farther down, they conflict with the head. There we go. That's not great. Also, this head isn't perfect. It's pretty close. I don't know that I'm going to change much about it. This piece doesn't need to be there. It needs to be something different. That needs to be white. There's an accent of yellow in here somewhere, and I'd like to maybe put that in there, but I can't figure out kind of where to do that. Maybe I can do this. Are these coming yellow? Nope. Or do they come in something yellowish? Bright light yellow pearl gold. That'll do. That's a pretty cheap part. I paid for my dad's dinner earlier in the week. Nice. Yeah, I got my dad a card. You know, he's 70. So, I mean, we called for the last, like, decade. It's been, you know, send a card, call. Which is weird because I call him every once in a while anyway. So, I mean, it's not, like, a huge thing. I wish I had something else to put on here. What attaches? Because you could put bulbs up there sometimes. But again, we'd have to find things that can be, not that. Can this be like light blue? Oh, it can. Okay. As its eyes. And if so, how do you connect that? All right, I'm going to come back to these because I still want that to work somehow, but they're kind of trouble. Get these out of the way a little bit. Next is these arms. So these arms are... I still don't understand. The joint on these arms seems so... Okay, so follow me with this and help me understand why I think these arms are weak AF. So this is the shoulder, right? I don't think I can zoom in on this anymore. This is the shoulder, this whole thing, right? And I think the shoulders come out. But then all this under here, this little triangle of blue space and this black thing right here, that's the chest, right? So the hinge for this section of the shoulder, because I would think that there would be a hinge behind this big piece that is a ball joint because it's a shoulder, right? I don't know anything about the internal workings of this creature, but I want to kind of make it work. So I would assume this is a ball joint. So it can go up and down, it can flare out, and it can rotate, right? Same thing your shoulder does, right? It can have this 360 rotation. But then it's got this weird, okay, so here's like the elbow. Now, bears are built differently. They're not built with the same, they don't walk on the balls of their feet like canines or cats, canines and felines, right? They walk on their palms of their feet and their hands, right? So this part right here, like we would walk, is this part right here. So this is their wrist, which makes this the elbow, which makes this what? It's just a single little joint, right? It's messing me up like really bad. And every piece I look at, I'm like, this does not make sense. Because it moves. You can see that it moves. It almost feels like this is almost like a shoulder blade. And this is the actual shoulder. Right? And then elbow and wrist. It's, hey, Macro, what's going on? Yeah, this thing is, welcome. Happy Father's Day if you celebrate. If not, happy Father's Day to your father. This was one of the first years that like my little group of friends of like 50 people. It's just this ever expanding group of like, do you know this person? Do you know this person? It's like, we can't go anywhere without inviting 20 people. So, but this year is the first year, one of our very close friends has a kid. And then another pair of pretty close friends has two. They had one last year. And then they have an older one who's turning 3 or 4 this year. And then another pair who moved off to Michigan. We're still in touch, but their kids are like 6 and 3 or something like that. So this year, first thing I did was I woke up and I messaged all 3 of them. I'm like, hey, man, gentlemen, happy Father's Day kind of thing, right? And I didn't, like, it was 7 in the morning my time. It would have been 8 in Michigan, maybe. I think that's still Central Time. And then everybody else is Central Time here in Texas. And I was like, well, they're dads, so they're probably already awake. I'm going to test it. 7:15. Happy Father's Day, gentlemen. All 3 of them right away, right back. I'm like, yeah, we're all dads and we're all up early. Warms the cockles of my heart. Yeah, it's like a reverse elbow. Yeah, I don't, this is driving me crazy. So what I tried to do, because this is a good shot and it's fairly straight right here, right? It looks normal. But here it looks like, so it makes me think that maybe this isn't a shoulder, like it's just a covering. But you can see, okay, the difference between here and here. Maybe I'll have to play, oh, did I close it? Dag nabbit. There it is. I'll just go back and play it and see if I can, because once you can override certain animals, you can go up and once you go into the cauldron and learn how to override them, you can sneak up on them and use your spear to, your spear's got an attachment where you go up and you override them, right? And they become friendly. And so a lot of these pictures with Aloy in them like this, you can tell the blue on here means they're friendly, they've been overridden, which allows you to kind of get some good screenshots without them attacking you, get a good size. Yeah, I'm going to check Discord on my phone because if I bring it up on the computer, it'll mess the cameras up. Sometimes Discord really wants you to... Discord's like, would you like to use your camera? And you're like, no. Yeah, so this is a great picture. Oh, and it's even worse. I've got to pull this up. I'm going to see if I can find it in here. Yeah, it's this picture. This is even worse. So the reason I don't like this, and it's fine if it works in the game. Wow, that's even worse. Look how thin this is. Look at that. It is just very thin. And the worst part is it looks like its neck muscles go right under its, like it goes from like its head down in front to like almost like its arms are like part of its. Yeah, this is really weird. So I think this is the shoulder. And this is just like a giant like trapezius muscle or something over the back. Oh, it's messing me up. I think I'm just going to have to make it work because I don't think this should work in real life. Like, it just looks so thin. It looks like, especially like right here, you can see this whole area right here. This is the joint. It follows this line right here. That's so messed up. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So I'm going to keep this. So this has got rotational aspect right here, right? It's got this axis. It's got the x-axis rotational this way, right? So it can go up and down. And then it'll have this other ball joint out here. And then I'll put another joint right here for its elbow. So we'd do that right away. And it's okay if these arms are very long, because if you look, its arms are very long when it's standing up. You can see it's got very long arms. So I'm okay with this. And even when it's walking, its front end is a little higher than its back end. So it's fine. I may have to go back here and figure this out a little bit, because you can see this is going to be clipping. It's going to start clipping here if I move it down any further. I can probably make the legs spread out, splay a little bit more, and then bend it down. But I think for now, I'm just going to kind of work with what I've got. And again, I'm working with the Lego pieces that I have at this size to make it stable and to make it function. I could 100% make these small mixel joints up here. And that might work a little better, but it won't be as strong. The elbows and wrists will definitely be mixel joints. So next is the elbow. What we envision is the elbow. And it looks like there's covering on the front of it. So we're going to have to do two things. We're going to have to put a hinge or a bracket. When I was a kid, these pieces that we call brackets, and I don't know what Lego officially calls them. My brother and I called them hinges for some reason, because I think it just changed. There weren't really, but then I don't know what we called hinges. You know, we were kids. I have no idea. So this is going to need this somehow. There we go. And then another one underneath it. Get that to connect somehow. Nope. Or trying to figure out where. Because this is an elbow. Elbows don't twist generally. Elbows go straight up and down. So you can have a cylindrical hinge right there instead of a ball joint hinge. So this doesn't need to be a ball joint. So I could do and because this will be rotational, I can get it to like rotate a little bit when it's walking. In fact, I might try to do that, see if we can. How much is that going to clip? A little bit. But again, this can kind of twist. In fact, I wonder how much it'll let me twist on there. Pretty good. Without running into anything. That's so close in there, though. This is just such a big piece of Lego. I do not like this new method of rotation stuff on here at all, really. So let's do. It's kind of where I was before. Look at that. I used to like being able to hit H and bring up the circles, but now it's like it's giving you the 3 options while it's selected. I don't think that's an improvement. I think that's it's a distraction. But what are you going to do? I'm going to save. That's what I'm going to do. So there's, you can get... these guys. Under here. This would have to rotate for those arms to come out. But in this one picture that we found, yeah. The other thing is, I think too, some of these may have been like wireframed. I don't think this was probably a person. So I'm trying to figure out how they would animate it fighting once they designed it. And I'm wondering if like there was a lot of clipping in here where they're like, yeah, we just don't care. Because that is such a thin joint. Like, it just does, my brain can't wrap around how thin that is. It just looks like that would be such a weak point. It's so weird. This makes sense. Like, you can see right here. That's a pretty much a cylinder joint, which means that's a cylinder joint. So attached, I needed to go the other way. Oh, which means, okay, let's try this. Modified plate, not brick, modified plate. There's this. You're looking at bear skeletons. 48171. If it's in here. Yeah, so the problem with this is it's very big. And so you find the compatible brick, and it's one of these, because you want to be able to use the click hinge portion of that. And there's only one real piece that does that, and it's this. Right? So that's the piece that makes it a nice, stable click hinge, right? It's got these grooves inside it, or this has got grooves in here, and they ratchet on these, right? Or should, anyway. And, you know, nice click, click, click. These come in black, I think. So, and these come in dark gray. So it would look like this, right? These are the most ubiquitous. This would be a great hinge if this was one piece. This part and this part. But as it is, if I were to put this on here, I would have to do a plate to hold the other part on here. And that might just be too big. So we'll see what it looks like, because these arms are bigger. But that's how big it would be, which doesn't give a whole lot of room. Like, this needs to be this segment and that, not much else. So I like the idea of it, and I've used this piece. I used this piece in the legs and the shoulder wing joints of the Stormbird, specifically because they're lock hinges. And even with the lock hinges in place, if I hold the Stormbird at an angle where it's rotational bit is right here and they're locked in place. If I turn it like this, it's fine. But as soon as I hold it up, even with it locking, the weight on the wings pulls it down immediately. So they do lock, but they can't carry a ton of weight. They can carry some. I'm going to leave this piece out because I think it's a good piece to use. I want to make sure we try to figure out everything else. So thank you. Yeah, good suggestion. Thank you. I'm going to see how this will work. Because this has been a pretty standard way to make elbows and stuff. And then you can do tiled slope on top of it. My brain is shutting off. Where am I? Slope, curve slope. Yeah. Just like a weight issue kind of thing. All right, so that should hold it pretty well. And then we can color this white. So that goes with the color of the shoulder. And these can be black. Because they're fairly ubiquitous parts. And this can hinge down. So you can see like it comes in to its body. This is a pretty good pose. I'm doing this with my body down here. I can, make the arm go up and down when the arm is close to your body like this. Can't really see when the arm is close to your body, the elbow bends that way, right? So this is the wrong bending, and we would have to rotate this. Like that. Or the other way. Can't see these stupid little... So the other thing is get rid of that. Bracket. And then a single one of these. Make that white. Ingot. Make that white. Oh, sweet Jesus. Sorry. Sorry for the swears. Plate. No, you know what? I don't like that. I don't like the hinge. Give me this guy. And then this guy. Nope. Once it gets a rotational bit on it, it's so hard to... have it forget that rotation. Slope. Why can't I just find slope? Thank you. So Beth and I watched this show on Hulu. is a documentary called The Brat Pack, or called Brats, and it was a documentary about the Brat Pack, and it was done by, I think that's too much. Never mind. It was done by yeah, a certain angle can support, then you hit that next click. Yeah, exactly. Just push it one too little, or one too far. So we watched, it was basically Andrew McCarthy. Now, if you're my age, you know who Andrew McCarthy and now all their names are gone. Judd Nelson and Molly Ringwald and Ali Sheedy and Rob Lowe are. Rob Lowe was probably more known than most of these people. Andrew McCarthy may be lost to time for some people, unless you're, you know, a Gen Xer. But we watched this basically 2 hours of Andrew McCarthy sort of coming to grips with the fact that at some point somebody dubbed him and his friends the Brat Pack. And this was this, and I didn't really know where it came from originally. I just knew that that's what they were called. And it turns out it was because this dude who was writing a newspaper article kind of coined the term, right? And he had, you know, he knew it was kind of similar to what the Rat Pack did in the 60s, but the difference being the Rat Pack of the 60s was all about not caring and kind of just hanging out with your buddies and drinking and making movies in Vegas. And they were also entertainers and they were singers and dancers and all this kind of stuff. So, and it kind of encapsulated that era of movie making and entertainment, right? The late 50s, early 60s kind of era, crooners and nice suits and dry martinis and things like that. So now the 80s happens and it's a different generation. We're getting rid of the old way of Hollywood, and it's a bunch of new actors and young actors are in movies that are about young people, right? This is the strife and the complications you have as a 20-something in the 1980s, right? So these stars were these huge stars coming up, and equating them to the Rat Pack, this guy coined the term Brat Pack. And it was more of a tongue-in-cheek, like he didn't really think they were brats, but it just went well with Rat Pack, and so it became Brat Pack. But because of that, the feeling was, and people have written about this, that sort of derailed these 5, 6 ancillary 20-something actors into roles that were not as serious. And so the feeling was, when it originally came out, they hated it. They're like, we're trying to be serious actors here, and we're trying, you know, we're doing our best to be in movies that we feel are important and meaningful, and we're working very hard on our craft. And this article, this term seemed a bit dismissive. And so I feel like I'm on the right track with this for right now. So we're going to kind of chug through this a little bit. I need another hinge. So yeah, so they, let's do a 2x3 plate. I just want to see how big this is. So the documentary was basically Andrew McCarthy. And if you don't know who Andrew McCarthy is, he was in, trying to think of probably the biggest thing he was in at the time was probably, Pretty in Pink. Was it Pretty in Pink? Beth? It was Pretty in Pink. With Molly Ringwald and James Spader. I'm gonna get this wrong, so I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, so 16 Candles was different. 16 Candles was the Anthony Michael Hall, who was also in Breakfast Club, but wasn't really part of the Brat Pack, you know. So like, and Leah Thompson wasn't, and Eric Stoltz wasn't, and Tom Cruise wasn't, and Dalton, not Dillon. Forget his first name. Matt Dillon. Tom Cruise. The guy who played Karate Kid. Anyway, all these people who are in like The Outsiders and like all these movies. So Anthony Michael Hall was in Pretty in Pink with John Cryer. And James Spader. And it was pretty emblematic of the time, and it was kind of cringy now because there's some lines that are not good, and it there's a story about how it dictated class. That's kind of what John Hughes wanted to talk about, was classism. But the story goes, there's this girl who really likes this guy. They're from different sides of the world, right? Different sides of the track. He's kind of rich. She's kind of not, right? And she has a relationship with her father that's a little strained because she's trying to be something she's not. And he's like, why isn't just being you good enough for you? And I've tried my hardest and whatever. And he's kind of like a not real present dad, but he's, one of those where it's like, I work all the time to provide for you. And she's like, but you're never here. And he's like, I know, because I'm working all the time. And it's a little strained. So she's trying to punch above her weight a little bit, falls in love with or really likes this guy, Andrew McCarthy. And Andrew McCarthy's friends are like, why are you slumming with this basically street rat kind of thing? I think her name's Andy, has this best friend, Ducky, who is her friend from the same area of town she's in, who obviously loves her, right? Loves being around her, has loved her for a long time, thinks that this guy isn't good enough for her, gets a little jealous. So the movie ends with them. The original movie was Ducky and Andy getting together, and the test audiences hated it, right? They're like, no, you tell this whole story about how it's not important where you come from. It's that love conquers all. And you end up with the person who you were with the whole time, right? Which now you look at it and you're like, yeah, it's right there under your nose the whole time, which we all like, right? So they redid it, and she ends up with Blaine. And that's kind of the big, and it, the OMD song, If You Leave kind of thing. It's in this movie. The director didn't like this so much, the ending of it, that he went on to make Some Kind of Wonderful, which is the exact same movie. Young boy from the other side of the track, strained relationship with his father, who's like, why isn't this enough for you? He loves the rich girl. She kind of loves him too, and they spend a little time together, and then he realizes that the girl who's been helping him, his best friend his whole life, loves him, so they end up together because the rich girl says, she's been here this whole time. What we have is great, but I think I need to be on my own. You should go after her. And he does, and happily ever after. So it's the exact opposite of Pretty in Pink. Anyway, I tell this story and recap it to say that it's 90 minutes of Andrew McCarthy coming to terms with this and going back and finding all these people and talking to them about it. And most of them are like, no, I don't think I've ever had a problem with it. I feel like maybe you should get therapy or something, because they're all, I won't say they've had better careers than him, but they've at least shed the idea that ruined their career. It didn't really. They all went on, it's Rob Lowe and Demi Moore and Tom Cruise and Karate Kid guy. And, like everybody who came out of that had a fairly successful career. Maybe not Andrew McCarthy or Judd Nelson, but Emilio Estevez went on to do a bunch of things, and he directed, they're all fine. But it was just really weird. And at the end, I'm kind of like, I'm like, did we just watch a therapy session for Andrew McCarthy? And they also got a bit of self-congratulatory, like, look how good we were, and we really changed the voice of a generation and all this kind of stuff. So I would avoid it. It really isn't, unless you like the nostalgia. It's not, the book that he wrote is probably better. This might be too big for even that. I need to figure out how to make those attach better. So, and then you got to figure out, are we going to do the claw here the same way? Or, you know, what are we going to do about these claws? I think it may end up being these because I think this is too big. I think I'm going to make the executive decision to do this. This is still these 3 pieces. I can't. His claws are different from like the cats and stuff. I think it's just this fits better. Makes him look more bear-like. I know the claws are bigger, but I think it looks more bear-like to not have giant claws like that. More of an upper body, more of a shoulders and head kind of thing. So, all right, y'all. It's high noon on Sunday, which means it's the end of this week's stream. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for the parts suggestions and keeping me company. I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday, a good week coming up. Reminder that in 2 weeks and 4 days, pretty much, is Brick Rodeo. So if you can make it out to Austin, I would highly recommend getting a public day ticket for a 2-hour time slot and come see some amazing models. I'm really excited to see what what we got in store for it and play some games and things like that. So it's all Brick Rodeo all the time from now on until that is over. So, but yeah, have a good rest of your day. Take care, and I will talk to you soon.